Hi everyone, Linda Heldman here for Canadian Beats. I have with me on the phone today Billy Raffoul, who is a singer, songwriter, musician from Leamington, Ontario. Welcome, Billy.
Hello, how are you? Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for joining us. So, you're very new to a lot of us out here in the music scene. Can you give us a little bit about your background and who you are?
Oh, well, yeah, I grew up in Leamington. Um, you know, uh, I was born in Windsor. Um, and grew up to a very musical, artistic household with my father being a musician, and my mother being a painter and writer. Um, I got my first guitar when I was 10 years old. I started gigging and playing around, Windsor, Essex County, and into Detroit when I was about 16, 17 years old. Been writing my own songs for about 10 years, and just getting ready to put out my first album of original music.
And do you have a date for that yet, or is it still in the works?
It's still in the works. I do not have any date I could give you. It might be pushed or whatever. Things always take longer than they say they're going to.
Yes, that they do. They do, definitely. Well, you had your debut release called Driver, and that song is doing very well, did very well with the NPR. Uh, Lots of good feedback on that. And I personally, when
Thank
I
you.
listen to it, it's a very moving song. I love the one part about sometimes I want to be the driver instead of always being the hitchhiker. I may not have got the words exact, but that's the general gist of it.
No, you did pretty good.
It's great. Can you tell me a little bit of the story behind that song?
It's quite a miserable story. It's kind of funny. Literally picking someone up, uh, and it not having too much of a profound impact on me in the moment, but um, probably a week after picking up this guy who was, um, you know, not in good shape, for just giving him a lift down the road. About a week later, I was writing some music, and the lyric just kind of, you know, the story just kind of came into my head, and I was like, oh, that fits. And then it turned into this more of a, it gave it more meaning, I guess, rather than just picking up a drunk guy on the side of the road and giving him a lift.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, I found.
Which is
Go ahead.
which is truthfully where it came from.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I found listening to it a couple of times, I'd have one sort of flow of thought with it, and then I listened to it again, and then it would go off into, well, maybe he means this. It's a song that made me think. It was very good. You have a new song. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I'm sorry. I just lost you there for a moment. What was that?
You have a new song that was released in July called Dark Four Door. And
Yes.
that, you've done a couple of interesting things with that. You did a live, an LA session with All Saints, the UK clothing line.
Also, yes.
That was really
Yep.
powerful. It really highlighted your whole performance abilities. It was quite intense.
Thank you. Yeah, we had a lot of fun doing that. And I got some cool clothes. So I was happy.
Yeah, it's always great when you get swag and you get to keep it. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. I'm pretty simple. I think I just wanted a T-shirt and that. Sing and play for you as long as you want.
You played the song and you got the T-shirt.
No, in all seriousness, though, they're great people over there, and Oliver. Oliver Trevino's the guy who got me you know, got me that spot, and it was a great experience.
Now, tomorrow and Friday, you are actually going to be performing in Toronto at the Phoenix, and you're opening for the Glorious Sons. How does that feel?
We're very excited. I mean, me and my band both, we're so happy and gracious. It's very sweet of them to have us out, you know, to what I'm told, you know, to sold out audiences, which is incredible. It's a great opportunity for us, and we love the Glorious Sun sound, and we're really looking forward to it. I haven't actually met them yet, so I can't wait to.
Okay.
And yeah, it's gonna be a great couple nights.
Well, certainly being sold out shows, you're going to be performing to a lot of people. The Phoenix is a great venue, and I've been there many, 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 many times. I did an interview a couple weeks ago with Brett Emmons, the lead singer from the Glorious Sons, and they're all pumped about doing these two shows, plus they've got another two coming up at the end of their tour, so it's going to be a good night.
Amazing.
So
amazing.
Yeah.
We're like I said, really stoked on it. I'm actually on a train right now to Toronto from
Oh, okay. So you're traveling while we're talking. It's all good. So when after these two dates, you're spending some time down in the States on some dates, and then I also saw you're heading over to Europe for some dates.
Yeah, so we spend after Toronto, we're in Baltimore, Charlotte, and Birmingham, and then we get a couple days off, and then we start a 3.5 week, almost 4 weeks out with Kaleo and Jude and the Lion throughout Europe. So we're really pumped about that as well.
Will this be your first time over in Europe, or have you been there before?
No, I've been there 3 times before. This will be our first proper tour.
Oh, wow.
Over there, I've done little small acoustic tours and a couple festivals, but this will be the first time actually going over there and playing every night. So
great.
Really excited.
Great. Well, I wish you all the best with that. I have to say, your voice is to know that you're 23 years old, and your voice sounds so much older than that. If I was to hear it and not know about you, I go, wow, this is an old soul singing. Absolutely phenomenal.
That's very sweet of you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
It's very powerful, and I absolutely love the lyrics you have done in the songs that I've heard.
I still get ID'd.
Well, you probably will for a while. So, is there anything else you'd like to add before we wrap up?
No, just thank you and Canadian Beats. Thank you for taking the time. I appreciate it. Really looking forward to being in Toronto the next couple of days.
All right. Well, I thank you so much, Billy. We've been speaking with Billy Raffoul. Please, if you're at the Phoenix and one of the lucky people to get into that show, look out for him. It's going to be an amazing show. And I'm Linda Heldman.
Thank you so much.
Great. I'm Linda Heldman for Canadian Beats.